Hey folks, Dave here, and I hope you guys are ready for an all-new Fallout 4 settlement project sponsored by Lenovo. Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 here in Hollywood for a Lenovo Legion LAN party, as you might imagine, sponsored by Lenovo. We're going to be playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in a fun LAN party with the public. Check out this highlight clip.
Oh, we got eyes. It's about to have our first kill, and Ricky Bobby goes down. First kill goes to Shibby.
I have played PUBG, but only in squads. This will be my first solo PUBG match, so we'll see how it goes.
It's all about who has the best shot.
Oh,
Fighting Cowboys down!
Cowboy.
I knew he was there.
I know, I saw it, yeah.
And then I was like, I want this.
He always tells us not to peek.
Oh, that's it! Oh!
I'm so excited I can't even stand up.
Oh, and he's just on a bunch of trash.
Full violence, here we go.
Well, who do you guys want to win, huh? It's about to smash with Fighting Cowboys. Ricky's
goodbye,
dead.
Ricky.
How did you feel that round?
Weak and powerless.
Now you know how I feel all the time. Great hit. Is this Fighting Cowboys' final ride?
For this round, it's very foggy.
Yes.
And they only have crossbows.
Awesome.
We've got Pan versus crossbow. Who's gonna win this round?
Oh, he's catching up. Oh, can he get in the car and drive away? You can still hit him with the Oh, he's in the car with him. Beautiful play. He can try to, if he goes,
Maybe some attack.
Yeah.
Smash.
Oh, what? Gets to reload.
That was one of the dumbest fights I've ever seen.
He got ran over. He ran over himself. He actually came back to lunch, I guess. Here we go. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
To the jukes. Here we go.
Storm Shadow is the winner of that round.
Shadow.
Thank you so much to Lenovo for everything. We had a great time, and we will see you guys next time.
Again, that was a lot of fun. Thank you to Lenovo and Machinima for putting all that together. Now let's get back to the settlement. I am currently building a Brotherhood survival camp at Zimonja Outpost. Although General Dave in my personal playthrough sided with the Minutemen and the Railroad for the main quest, I would imagine that there would be some Brotherhood survivors who weren't quite in line with Elder Maxon's Brotherhood plans here in the Commonwealth, so I think a neutral Brotherhood settlement would be a definite possibility, and this is where I need help from you guys. We're going to take a tour of what I've built so far, and I want to hear how close I'm getting to the Brotherhood theme and how I could improve on it. I need some help from you guys who did play through mostly Brotherhood playthroughs with your Fallout 4 characters. This was partially inspired by a lot of you guys who wanted to see another Brotherhood settlement, one that perhaps, wasn't wiped out by the Minutemen like my other one. And I ran across actually this Brotherhood flag right here, kind of pirate style from the Creative Clutter mod. And I thought that would be an awesome flag for kind of a Brotherhood splinter group, one that, again, wasn't totally in line with Elder Maxon's way of doing things. So here's what I've got so far. I kept part of the initial entrance here at the outpost. I liked the scrappiness of it. It's a couple of unique pieces. But I've added some additional chain link fencing and these larger scrap walls with some lights. I've expanded the garden right here. You guys can see some of the Brotherhood outfits that I've got these guys equipped with. Continue the chain link fence down through here. A few spiky bits to protect this left entrance, and of course a guard tower. Gotta watch out for raider threats, because the settlement would not be under the protection of the Minutemen, even if the Minutemen were neutral with them. And here's a couple of the elements that I've added. This I imagined as a deployable Brotherhood research station. Something that they could have brought with them on the Pridwin in panel shapes. A way that they could just deploy an outpost out in the wasteland for research purposes. For the most part, I haven't detailed the interior of this one yet. This is one of the buildings where I could really use some ideas from you guys. I've got some basic bunk beds and lockers. I'm trying to figure out what kind of research was this Brotherhood group doing when they avoided the destruction of the Pridwin because they were out here. We've got a little bit of room on each side of these bunk beds here, and I imagine this is an officer's quarters because it's so well armored. Very, very solid construction, but perhaps there would be some terminals and other intelligence and technology gathering equipment inside. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go into free cam here and show you guys how I've expanded the radio tower. And that's what inspired my choice of this location for the Brotherhood survivors, because I would imagine they're trying to communicate with the DC wasteland and the rest of the Brotherhood down south. So a giant radio tower just seemed like an obvious choice for a base for them. Let's go to free cam and I will show you guys, after a quick save, what it looked like originally. It was a very, very small radio tower to start out with. So I'm going to do a scrap all command. There we are. This is basically what's here, outside of some of the scrappy bits that disappeared as well when you first claim this settlement. It's a very, very small radio tower base. So to expand on that, I'll load my save game here in a second. I imagined, what if this was a larger radio outpost before the war that the Brotherhood have moved into, kind of like they moved into the police station down in the main area of Boston. And as we go back to my save game here, at the work in progress version of the settlement, you guys can see that I expanded again that pre-war part of the building with the brick to match. It's got a nice rounded window there, the front of the radio station. Some additional brickworks back there. And here's what the back looks like now. A lot bigger than just that original small brick section was before I got my hands on it. Alright, let's go out of free cam and I'll give you guys the small tour here.
It smells, but, well, in a good way.
Let's start on the left side of things. Out front, I've got a couple of cooking stations because although this would have been a nice, good-sized radio outpost before the war, there would have been no kitchens here because no one would have actually been living here. So I took advantage of this little courtyard area that Bethesda had set up to do a grill that has been set up by the Brotherhood survivors, where they can do their cooking under this bit of awning right here. Someone's cooking up some stew out front there. And then they've drug a fridge from somewhere and stuck it under this balcony to protect it from the elements. Just because the inside is somewhat crowded. I'll close that door there for a second. We'll come back around. So that's the cooking area.
What the old world smelled like? Ugh, weird.
Of course, no Brotherhood build would be complete without a nice power armor workstation area. Got a very advanced piece of power armor that's being repaired by the Brotherhood survivors here. It's got some army style paint and one of the advanced helmets. Very, very intimidating looking. Added some bits of tools and detail on the ground.
Ain't all bad.
Hi, how are
And
you?
she's working away on something there with this small drill press. And some pinup art because it just fits. And I also make a pretty extensive use of these construction lights that I added into my mod collection that cast shadows
smells,
because it looks
but,
so awesome.
Well, in a good way.
You get a great view of all the texture detail on the power armor and some really cool shadows on the framework right here. Looks great. I'll have to show you guys what it looks like at night too. It looks really cool. This again is mostly unchanged from how it was originally, but I've completed the fence over here, added a water pump, and again another spotlight to guard the sides. And here we have a smaller deployable Brotherhood pod tucked next to the radio station building here, which is the armory. And I'll definitely have to come back through here at night because I have this cool lighting effect where I put an air vent on the back of the room here. And it's casting that shadowed light through the vent over this power armor frame and over some of the weapons and supplies that are stored inside. It looks really, really cool at night. As you can see, they've got a fat man ready to go. and just a couple of weapons. I need to actually find a couple more of the laser weapons to fit the Brotherhood theme, but for now, I just put a few on the wall as placeholders.
Huh?
As we head back down the side of the radio station, I left this bit of aluminum from the original settlement location. We have another more ramshackle piece of power armor with a tarp over it, and some scrap and tools over here. They're trying to make use of whatever shelter they can find to work on restoring some of this pre-war tech.
Yeah.
And that brings us to
The power cycle.
the inside of the radio station itself. Again, there would have been some beds here before the war, but they've expanded it with some home constructed bunk beds. And from one of the vaults, they've gotten a power cycle where one of their officers is helping to provide a bit of a power boost into the power system, and also getting some good exercise. I love the settler
Yes.
just staring and watching awkwardly.
Yeah.
I always hate how these reactors have that power coupling that sticks up awkwardly and clips into the ceiling. So I used
Yeah.
the Place Everywhere mod to create a little inset piece in the ceiling to make room for that power coupling and for a bit of the conduit to connect it all together. And as you can see, because people are sleeping here, they've put up some
Yeah.
wooden paneling to shield the reactor from the bunk beds a bit.
It smells.
Got
but-
some bits of
well,
posters,
in a
some
good
storage materials, and of course, some of the tech that is running the radio station. Got a tool shelf right there. I've moved the workbench over here to this part of my new building. And some more technology here in the back corner, along with some extra bunk beds.
Yeah.
This would have been perhaps a waiting area at the radio station outpost. Someone's got a rough bed in here now, but they're still using that couch and side table. Now, it wouldn't be a Dave settlement unless I thought about
Yeah.
how the bathrooms would work.
Kinda relaxing.
This, again, being a small location, it just has a single bathroom, but it does have a built-in shower, just in case whoever was operating the radio had to stay overnight. So no kitchen, but one small bathroom and shower at this location. Just an all-in-one bathroom with a urinal,
Power
toilet,
cycle
sink,
ain't
and
all
all of the amenities. And I've boarded up this window right there. Tucked into this corner right here is just a bit of emergency medical supplies. There's no full medical service at this location. They are still, kind of surviving, but I'm sure that they could
Yes.
negotiate with the Minutemen or other factions for full medical treatment if they needed it. Of course, I would
Is this
bet
what the
that
old world
most
smelled
of
like?
the Brotherhood troops would have some medical training as well. You guys would probably know more about that than me, though. Around back, I added some details to the back of the new building that I made to go along the radio station. Boarded that wall up for protection. Just added some trash and debris and some cool bits of hardware to make the building look like it was actually used before the war.
It smells, but, well, in a good way.
And up here we've got just some of the old pre-war chain link fence. I added some detail to kind of connect it with the small bits of chain link that were already here, and to also give the settlement some protection. I mean, it's down in a low point here, so it's not going to be super protected, but at least you've got some chain link fencing, and that's what it looks like from above. Again, spotlights to keep an eye on things. And a water pump to help with the garden. Just some small details like the shopping cart. Let me go ahead and make it nighttime here. So you set game hour to, let's do, there we go. So this is what it looks like at night. I've got some spotlights on the back of this Brotherhood pod here, because again, we don't have a full wall system. That's cool at night. Some of my guards are armed, or equipped, I guess, with a headlamp, which casts some cool light right there. She's going to help with the guarding at night for some reason. And this is what all of these lights look like at night. Again, casting some really cool details in the shadows through those chain link fences. Check out the power armor. That is atmospheric right there. That might be a thumbnail screenshot. And then I'll show you guys the armory again at night. There's the cool lighting. Turn off my HUD as well.
Relaxing.
Some of that spotlight coming in just through the gaps in that back vent. Okay, well, all that leaves for now. Before I get some advice from you guys on how to finish this settlement off, is to show you guys the roof section. I kept this scrappy tower thing just because I thought it was interesting. Perhaps the Brotherhood would have taken it from the raiders that had already built it. I just added some protective curtains to just protect your privacy, really. It's not going to stop a bullet. But I might fortify this more and make it a more Brotherhood-style living quarters. Because if they've been here for a while, they would have upgraded the raider version, I think. I rebuilt this walkway right here to then lead up to the top of the new building that I made.
Well, in a good way.
You can see I've got lots of security guards and
What's going on?
security outposts on the rooftop. So you have great sight lines. Again, construction lights everywhere to help them see who's coming.
Hey.
Still working on gathering weapons, though. A few of them still have pipe guns. It's actually hard for me to find laser weapons these days. I might have to go buy some for these
Ain't
guys.
all bad.
Even a spotlight up there on top of this greeble decoration for the roof. Kept that fire barrel as well. I added a power coupling as if they've recharged the radio tower itself.
Is this what the old world
Along with
smelled like?
this,
Weird.
I think it's part of the original teleportation device. So this dish right here. Again, I want to have that feeling like this group of Brotherhood survivors are really trying to communicate with other groups of Brotherhood survivors and the DC Wasteland. I built a small staircase down into this part right here, which is where their main radio console is for now. Not sure what other decorations I'm going to add, but that's basically what I have right now, guys. Let's make it daytime again. Okay, cloudy, but that'll work. So guys, that's a small settlement, but me being me, I've already expanded the building quite a bit, adding those roof decorations. What was that sound?
Is this what the old world smelled like? Weird.
Man, that power cycle has some annoying vocals that just never stop. Anyway, so for you guys who do play with a Brotherhood character, how is this looking for a Brotherhood settlement that fits into the general Dave lore? For a playthrough where the Minutemen and the Railroad have prevailed, the Institute's been destroyed, and most of the Brotherhood in the Commonwealth has also been destroyed. Does this fit well? What can I do better? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. For now, that is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.